And I also have a pleasant distinction of also having gone to college with him. So we're one of three of us who came from our high school here and went to Dartmouth. There were three of us from Punahou. My first memory of Matt was being at a high school party where somebody had this wonderful piano and all of us singing around the piano and thinking it was like such good swinging fun, you know. And another time we were in philosophy class together, and a bunch of us girls were waiting for the class to start, and it was around the time junior prom happened. And in those days there was none of this prom proposal stuff that was captured anywhere. And we were just sitting there, and Matt walks in the room and he says, "Which one of you wants to go to junior prom with me?" We were like, what? Why would we accept that kind of proposal? We just thought it was so weird. But then later in college, I got to know him a little bit better. I didn't know him that well in high school. And my senior year, no, none of us went to prom with him. In fact, I think I had to engineer a date with my good friend's boyfriend's friends or something like that. But in college, we all lived in a house together, myself and four other guys in addition to Matt. And the funny thing about Matt then was we had one of those one phone houses, because that's the way it was then, downstairs. He would come in, he would refuse to wear long pants. Dartmouth is pretty chilly most of the winter. And he would make a whole bunch of phone calls to people to do things with. And then he'd leave. And then we would have to answer the phone and say, "I'm sorry, he's not here right now," and do the whole message thing. But it was just like that, you know, cook up a bunch of invitations. But then later we got to know each other better, because when he first got into music, I was a graphic designer and I helped him design his cassette cover for his first musical thing. And certainly we all became more interesting and multifaceted, but I think Matt just really takes the cake for both his ebullience, this living life large, and also the multifaceted, because he did have that very vulnerable side, very philosophical. You could have long conversations with him. And certainly during COVID, we shared things, because as somebody who was an art teacher, when the museum shut down and laid us all off, he had that same experience with the cruise ship. And then towards the end of his life, it was really wonderful to hear about what happened those final weeks, because I saw him just before the Katy Perry concert that he went to. And I had a really hard time believing he was really gonna go. I just thought, okay, that's it. And so when I heard he was in the hospital in Queens trying to get the water weight off, I was like, I told my boss, "I'm sorry, I have to go. I have to go see him. I have to." And I realized I needed to, because I just thought, he's gonna die. That's it, on the mainland, that'll be it. This is my time. And it was my time. It was the only opportunity to really see him. It was one of these awkward things where I walked in and the male nurse was getting him out of the shower. And I was like, but, you know, Matt was a housemate. He was a good friend. He lived this way. And so, you know, we got into bed. And we had maybe 20 minutes together. But I kept smiling. And here's this guy his body has gone through so much. And he's about to go, and they were making it possible for him to go get on an airplane. I was like, this is nuts. But he did it.
Fly down a taxi. We got it. Fly down a taxi.
Yeah, no. But still, I'm very glad I went, because it was the last opportunity. He did live for a few more weeks after that. But the nerve, the joie de vivre, I mean, just amazing. What a way to live your life and to live your cancer journey, because I didn't know anybody who'd done it that way. So thank you for sharing him, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your memories, because he was a special guy.